Peace, people. Welcome to the latest episode of the Rough Draft. I am your host, Kevin Alberto Sabio, and in this episode of the Rough Draft, I'll be talking about the month of September and celebrating Latino Heritage Month. Thank you for tuning into this latest episode of the Rough Draft. A little bit of housekeeping before we start. We are now in the month of September. So, with September, Second Chance Points has turned 4 months old now. So it's been out for 4 months. I wish sales were a little bit better, but hey, you know what I'm saying? The book is out there. I'm doing what I can do, I should say, to promote it. Um, the Black Brown Bookstore book tour, I am currently going to be putting that on hold because there are some kind of restrictions on my end as far as being able to travel. So, I don't think I'll be able to do it for this fall, so hopefully I'll just put it on hold temporarily until 2023. It's just things with the day job. So, you know what I'm saying? Just finding free time scheduling and just being able to actually travel to these different places, you know, saying these different cities where some of these bookstores are at that I want to actually start having the tour at. So it's just like, you know, saying doing the outreach and then just being able to coordinate and get copies of my books and be able to do that. So, for the subject matter at hand, this is the month of September, and as everybody knows, Latino Heritage Month starts September. It runs from September 15th to October 15th, so I usually take this time to celebrate my Latino characters and my other works focusing on Latino people. Definitely with Latino Heritage Month, I want to highlight my two first books that I've written, which is Raise Your Brown Black Fist, The Political Shots of an Angry Afro-Latino. That was my first book. I published that back in 2010. It was published through a company called Authorhouse, so that was a collection of essays that I've written that were previously published online. The essays span at least a good year and a half of writing that I had done, and so in 2009 was when I gathered them all together, put them in one document, and was able to send them out to be published through Authorhouse. And so, also, I would like to talk about Raise Your Brown Black Fist 2, More Political Shots on Angry Afro Latino. That particular book was published through Outskirts Press. So that was actually a continuation of the first book, focusing on the second of the two essays that I had written, called Black Thoughts: A Political Ideological Perspective for Afro Latinos. So in the original version of Razor Brown Black Fist, it was only seven essays long. When I wrote book two, I extended Black Thoughts, and so it became a complete 16 with nine unpublished papers that I had written. Also, there was plans to do a Razor Brown Black Fist book three. It's still in the planning stages. I'd actually written a few pages of that. It was supposed to be kind of a third and final book in that series, and that was supposed to be my original third book. By the time I started writing it, which was around, let's say, 2014, when I finally found what angle I wanted to use to write that book, there was a lot going on within the Afro Latino movement that I really did not like. There was a lot of stuff that I started seeing that really bothered me. The movement was becoming very fractured. A lot of people were hopping onto this, and it was like they were using it for their own benefit, and it wasn't like they were really fighting for the mission at hand. That really bothered me, and so that kind of affected my writing, with my writing of the third book of Raise Your Brown Black Fist. And so there was just well, for one thing, I've been involved in this movement before it even had a fucking name. So I started seeing a whole bunch of new jacks who think because they had like a social media presence, they were an authority in this fucking movement. And it's like, okay, I'm like a man in like my 30s and shit. Y'all a bunch of fucking teenagers, and y'all trying to act like you know everything about this movement, and y'all don't even have, you know, say a political ideology or even Afrocentric in your fucking thinking. But you think you know everything about this movement. Sit your asses down. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just they came into the movement, they had the wrong ideology, they didn't really know what the movement was about. And that was something that really demoralized me when it came to writing the third book in Raise Your Brown Black Fist. So I kind of decided to put that on hold. I don't know. I might eventually get back to writing it, but you know what I'm saying. You know what? Thank you very much for tuning in to this latest episode of the Rough Draft. Like I said, Second Chance Points, it's still available. So if you want to get that, the book is available in paperback format. So you know where you can go to get that. You go to Amazon.com, Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, and it's also available through bookshop.org. Um, Second Chance Points is also available in the ebook format. So if you would like to download a copy of the book, you can go through Kindle, Nook, Kobo, Apple Books, Scribd, and internationally through Tolino and Viblio. If you would like a copy of Second Chance Points and have it available for libraries to download, you could go through Overdrive, Hoopla, Baker and Taylor, Biblioteca, and borrow internationally through BorrowBox for the UK and Australia. Um, Definitely, if you are watching this episode of the Rough Draft on YouTube or Vimeo, that you know what you need to do. You're saying like the video. Please leave a comment, give me some feedback. Definitely subscribe and press the notification button. That way, you'll know the next time that I post another video. Uh, Thank you very much for tuning in to this latest episode of the Rough Draft. You know how I always end this. Keep the fist raised. I'm always on my literary grind. Uh, I'll see you next time, and happy Latino Heritage Month. Celebrate your heritage all day, every day, 24/7, 365. All right. Peace.